A retired milkman was left devastated after his animals were killed in a suspected arson attack due to mistaken identity. Frederick Rylance, 75, rushed to his stables in his pyjamas after his neighbour knocked on the door at midnight and alerted him to the fire. His animals, 2 goats and a horse, were his pride and joy and died in the blaze at his farm off Mundles Lane in East Boldon, South Tyneside. 3 fire crews were sent to the incident on September the 17th, which police believed to be a case of mistaken identity, ChronicleLive reports. Mr Rylance said, "I'm so upset about it. I'm 75 years old, I'm a retired milkman and I've had goats all my life, but I've never had anything like this happen. It's absolutely disgusting. I got a knock on my door at 12 o'clock at night, and I was told my stable is burning down. I put my slippers on, I was in my pyjamas, and I went down, and the whole place had been set alight. It was the biggest shock of my life. I just can't believe it. How anyone could do that, I just don't know." Mr Rylance said his family has owned the farmland for 150 years and told of watching his pride and joy just burn down. He said, "I've had goats, I've had all my life, and those 2 goats were mother and daughter. The horse belonged to a young girl who had just bought the horse 2 days before. Imagine spending all that money on a horse and having it just 2 days, and then this happens. I watched my pride and joy just burn down. Keeping Up With The Kardashians is cancelled. The horrific incident has left Mr Rylanceheartbroken heartbroken and he no longer wants to keep livestock." He added, "I'm not going to carry it on, and my daughter's not interested in the place. I will never ever have livestock again. I can see how people get mentally disturbed because I'm a strong man, but this really made me crack. When you're 5 yards away from it and you know your animals are inside burning to death, it's just awful, and then we had to move them the next day." Northumbria Police were called to the incident at around 12:15 a.m. and discovered offenders had set fire to a shed and one of the stable blocks. An investigation has been launched into the circumstances surrounding the fire, and police believe the incident to be a case of mistaken identity. Overnight on September the 5th, the farm was also the target of criminal damagewith offensive graffiti sprayed on the stables. Sgt Phil Smailes of Northumbria Police said, "The victim of this arson is absolutely distraught by what has happened. We understand that local communities can feel a sense of protection over the area they live and work in, but this kind of vigilante justice can have serious consequences. Not only can innocent people become victims of crime, as is in this case, but ongoing investigations and criminal proceedings risk being jeopardised. We would ask the public to think about the horrendous impact that this attack has had on the farmer whose livelihood has been threatened, with a number of animals having died in the fire. It has caused huge upset, and there is absolutely no place for this type of behaviour. The innocent man, in this case, is fortunate that he has not been seriously injured himself. It could have so easily had a more sinister outcome.